Welcome to another interesting video. This one is going to be for all the short form content agencies out there who are struggling to grow their companies because the mechanism that they're selling isn't as desired by the marketplace. For those who don't know me, my name is Serge Gatari. I run clientacquisition.io, which is essentially a company where we go into different niches. We figure out a desired outcome, a desired gap that the market wants to bridge, and we go research systems, the processes, the talent that they need in their companies in order to experience more growth. And we just put it together and we build and release it into companies. And I have an education product community, which is Natural Born Leader Community. Essentially, people get to join the community and get me to build their offer one-on-one. And yesterday, I had a short form content agency owner who, he asked the question like, hey, I'm struggling to figure out how to position my offer so people can feel like it's actually going to deliver an outcome in their business so that I can charge more money. And unfortunately, I told him that the only way for you to make it be positioned as if it's actually going to deliver a clear outcome. And what I mean by that is tell someone that they're maybe doing no content or little, content, and telling them that your short form content mechanism is the thing that's going to get them to bridge the gap between being here and getting leads, calls, deals, and essentially growing their business, right? Making more money. Every content agency out there who's using this, who's turning their offer into a ROI, return on investment driven offer is crazy, in my opinion. So for me, what I told him is, it is actually impossible for you to turn your short form content agency or your short form content offer into an offer that delivers growth to a company, right? And I wanted to make this video because I feel like a lot of content agency owners out there don't really understand where is their position when it comes to selling what their services, okay? So I want to start by explaining a few things. I want to first explain to you why people buy anything in the first place. Then I want to tell you why short form content isn't necessarily a mechanism that delivers true efficiency. And then 3, I'm going to tell you what you should do and what you should sell instead. So let's get into it. Why do humans buy stuff, right? If you're going to be a CEO and a CEO that can scale companies, you have to think from first principles and forget about what you sell. Forget about your offer. It doesn't matter if you do appointment setting, content, ads, forget about that, right? Let's go back to first principles thinking and ask ourselves, why do people buy anything? People buy something because they want to experience, they have desires, right? So they have desires here. They have a desired state, which is, I want to look good. I want to be rich so I can attract the best mate, right? I want to be rich so I can take care of my family, my kids, and offer them a nice future. I want to be healthy so I can live longer. I want to drive a nice car so I can have status. So people have a bunch of desires. It's around a bunch of stuff, right? Now, the reason why anyone will buy something is because the thing that they're buying, it could be a product or a service. This service is meant to help them do what? Go from where they currently are to where they need to be faster. Listen to this. Pay attention to this. Please pay attention to this. Option 1 is I'm buying because I want to experience the status faster. I drive a Porsche 911 GT3. It costs me around $350,000 Canadian. So it's almost $400,000, right? Why would I decide to buy something that costs $350,000? Well, it's because I'd rather give them 350 grand instead of me spending 10 years to becoming a mechanical engineer, to learn about tires, to learn about steering wheels, to learn about oil in the car. I'd rather not go through that time, and instead I'd rather work 1 month, make $350,000, and then go give it to them. That's 1 month of my work, of my time, and I'm buying 10 years of experience, 20 years of experience. I'm essentially buying, I don't know how old Porsche is, but they're multiple decades into the game. So I'm buying 20 years plus of experience for 350 grand in innovation. And that's why they're able to price it that expensive, right? So they're able to give me true excellence, that's why they get to charge me a premium, right? So, but essentially I'm buying 25 years worth of experience. So that's why I would be willing to spend 300 grand, 500 grand on a car. Okay. The other thing is, the reason why people will buy is they just don't want to don't want to sacrifice. They want it to be effortless, right? They want to experience the transformation effortlessly. Meaning I don't have to get out of bed to experience my desired outcome. Even if I love to have a really nice car that has over 500 horses, that, you know, I can, you know, take a nice girl on a date and she's going to be like, "Oh my God, who's this guy?" You know, although that becomes a problem when you are actually trying to get married and trying to create a family. But that's another side, you know, everything has a price. But check this out. I don't want to have to wake up and learn and read about cars and learn everything. I want to just, here's the money, give me the car. Right? I went to Toronto, I bought the car there, it got it shipped here to Montreal, right? So I didn't have to do nothing. I just went there, signed papers, took a flight back, then the car was at my door front a few days later, right? I want an effortless experience, right? The next thing, people want to be honest, I think that's all. Really, people just want the thing they want faster, and they don't want to have to work for it. This is why people buy things. People have desires, and your product or service is supposed to help them experience their desire faster than they can do it on themselves, on their own. And they also don't want to have to work for it and sacrifice calories, expend energy to get their desired outcome, right? Here is why short form content doesn't work. Okay, this is crazy. Check this out. Oh, by the way, and best bang for their buck would be kind of like it, right? As an example, if I could get a better car than the GT3 I have for half the price, I would have bought the car for half the price. So I want the best, the fastest, the product and service that gets me the desired outcome the fastest. I also want to work the least, and I also want the best return on my investment. Meaning I want the most for the least. That's why I think here, if you want to build a great product, you got to make sure that it's actually the cheapest on the marketplace. Because if you can give the people their desired outcome the fastest, and also do it in an effortless way, and also give them it at a price, at an affordable price, well, you're going to dominate an entire industry. That's where software becomes really important, right? Anyway, let's go to that. Now let's go over why short form content doesn't actually work and align with this here. Short form content, look at here. In order for you to do short form content successfully, you need to spend time working, making a video like this, setting up a camera. I have a light here that is not working. I have a $2,000, $3,000 camera that you guys are seeing. I have this $4,000 computer. I have to figure out this Lucy chart. I have to make sure that I have a candle, right? I have to make sure that I have a nice background. Maybe it's a penthouse, maybe it's whatever. I have to make sure that I'm comfortable speaking in front of a camera like I'm doing right now, right? I'm freestyling this video. I didn't script, I didn't do nothing. I'm just talking, right? So I have to spend a lot of time figuring out a lot of stuff, okay? But here's where it gets worse. On top of that, I also need a bunch of people doing a lot of editing, right? So like, I need editors. I need them to add captions. I need to review the short form. I need to make sure that it's good. I need to make sure that there's no mistakes, there's no typos. I need to make sure that blah, 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 right? And then on top of that, I also need to take care of distribution, right? So someone needs to post, someone needs to do all that stuff, right? But here's where this thing really breaks. And this is why it's not the best thing to sell to people. Check this out. Inconsistent outcome, right? There is no predictability whatsoever with short form, right? Meaning you're at the mercy of the algorithm, of the algo, okay? Now, you tell me, knowing that I just told you that people want the fastest solution, they want the least amount of efforts, and that they want the best returns on their money invested, short form content literally goes against all this here. It goes against this first principles thinking when it comes to building great offers and great solutions. It requires crazy amounts of time, right? And effort and energy. It requires a bunch of people who does work and even more work, energy to manage them. And on top of that, the outcome of you're going to get more followers, you're going to get more leads is also unpredictable. You can post 100 reels a day and you don't know which one is going to work. We don't know which one is actually, you could literally work an entire month and not have a single reel go viral. And that to me is crazy. Imagine going to the marketplace and telling people, hey, let me edit good shorts for you. You need them. They're going to get you leads. And I have to spend a lot of my time in front of a camera. Most people are uncomfortable in front of a camera. And on top of that, I have to also make sure that the content that's being released is also good, that there are no typos. And of course, maybe there's an internal creative director, blah, 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 right? But on top of that, I can, regardless of how many posts I make, I don't know when it actually is going to go viral and when I'm going to actually get a lot of reach from it. That is insane. That is like the worst investment opportunity that you could ever invest in. If I give you $1 million and I said, hey, I need you to get leads and appointments and for my business, the worst investment vehicle you could choose is short form content. That's how crazy this is. Now, there are exceptions. There are exceptions when you are figures like Iman Gadzhi, Andrew Tate, or you're someone like Gary Vee, or you're someone like Hormozi, who will spend $90,000 a month on a content team that is going to figure out, on a content infrastructure, that is going to figure out everything around content, and it's just going to take everything from long form and turn it into a short. Like, that is completely different. They're not optimizing for shorts. They're optimizing for the better mechanism, and then from there, they're creating shorts. But shorts isn't in and of itself the optimal strategy. And the other exception is when you're using like affiliates, right? Where you pay people like $15 for every 1,000 views or every 100,000 views, and you go find kids from third world countries who don't make no money, and you're like, hey, I want you to just put these edits together, and if one goes viral, I'm going to give you $25 or $50. That could work, but you're running an agency and selling a retainer. That's not your strategy, right? I would rather you actually go and build affiliate machines, affiliate infrastructure that leverages shorts and editors at scale, and you just go sell that to people who have high ticket offers, right? But the old idea of selling just short form is kind of dead, in my opinion, right? We actually have clients who use this affiliate strategy of he sold it. I think he has a client who's making $1 million a month and who's paying him $15,000 a month because he built him an affiliate pool of kids that essentially go take his long form and they spin it up and then they create a bunch of channels, and that works. That's worth $15,000 a month, right? But editing 1 or 2, 3 shorts a day for me isn't even worth $1,500 a month for me, right? I wouldn't even pay more than $2,000 a month, right? I've had a bunch of content agencies. I've fired all of them. The only reason I still do shorts, if you go look at my Instagram, I don't really have shorts on my Instagram. I do have other profiles that distribute short. Even on my YouTube channel, there are shorts. But it's because I already have a content team. So might as well do shorts. But I'm not optimizing for shorts, if that makes sense. Okay? Now, here's what I would personally suggest you guys do, guys. The first thing you guys need to optimize is, I'm going to make this short. The first thing I would optimize is find a mechanism that gets your client to have content without having to do anything, which is where I talked about the AI animation and voiceover, right? Take the founder's voice, right? And put a bunch of editors who can do motion graphics, or I don't even know how you call them, and get the content created without needing the founder's time. If you do that, then you've respected what? The first initial principle that makes people want to buy stuff. They want to do things. Well, actually, you're respecting two at the same time. You're getting them to not spend any time working, okay? So they don't have to do anything. And you're also doing it fast as possible, right? So this here is mechanism number 1, right? And then you also want to give them the best bang for their buck. So what I would suggest is solve this problem of inconsistency with what? With ads, right? Here, you could use something like a social funnel, right? Something like where you create the AI animations and the voiceover, and then you put $50 behind the reel, and then you get. I think right now we're running ads. I'm actually going to show you guys right now. 1 second. So guys, check this out. Right now we're spending. My team is currently advertising this little campaign where we're spending $5 a day, okay, on each of these campaigns. So this one is here, and this one is the second one. We've spent so far $33, right? And we have had 3,000 views here, and we've had 5,400 views, right? So we've gotten a total of almost 9,000 views from having spent $60, right? Actually, more. We've had 14,000 impressions. And right now, we're spending 3 cents. I think this is 3 cents for someone to watch, I think, 25% of the video. 3 cents, guys, right? And then here is the same thing for them to watch 25%, right? So for $50, you can get this many 9,000 people to see your video, right? Your offer or whatever, right? This is what I mean by consistently. Create the right creative, put a little bit of budget, use the AI algorithm in Meta advertising, and then get people to see the actual creative. Force consumption, predictably. Get 9,000 views every $50 you spend every time you put up a reel, okay? So you guys are going to need to get good with ads, inevitably. I'm sorry, but you have to get good with ads. You have to get good. Because what's the point of having a bunch of shorts on someone's profile and no one never sees it, right? So you're going to have this social funnel, and you're going to spend pennies. You're going to get 9,000 views. You can get, if you spend $500, then you can, 10x the 9,000. So you can get 90,000 views for $500, right? And out of the 90,000 views for 500 budget or 1,000 budget, you retarget them with an offer. So you can have a setter on the profile. You can have a community on the back end, right? But content that doesn't need the founder's time, ads to force consumption and get reach for this content you guys are creating, and then have a sales mechanism on the back end that converts all these views, all this reach into money, which would be your third mechanism. And this here is where you guys can go to the marketplace and actually say, hey, I'm going to grow your company. Because right now, if I'm honest with you guys, there's no way you guys are going to charge a lot of money. There's no way you guys are going to get to afford your dream life if you guys don't solve this problem with not being able to have a clear mechanism that truly delivers true efficiency. Okay, so let me know if this makes sense. If you guys need help implementing this or learning how to do this, we have an incubator where we incubate companies in order to improve their mechanisms, and we have a lot of data on in 59 plus niches where you guys can essentially come and look at different mechanisms, almost like plug and play different solutions. So right now you guys maybe know content creation, but you guys need to now master ads. You guys need to master conversions. Well, we essentially help you guys not just acquire the systems and the protocols and the processes, but we also can actually find you guys the team that's going to deliver this on behalf of your company. So we essentially also take care of talent acquisition for the companies that we're incubating. So you guys have, you can skip the learning curve of having to be stuck not knowing how to do this. I wouldn't suggest you learn how to do this. I would just suggest, for ads, we get you a media buyer. For conversions, we give you access to our pool of salespeople, closers, setters, and also community designers and people who build communities. So that's it for today. Let me know if this was valuable. I love y'all. Bye-bye.